Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb, do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night, with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace wall, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. A tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as the kite. Everywhere, do you hear what I hear? A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light.
Good morning. Oopsie, there I am. Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend John Riley. I have the joy of serving as your senior minister, and it's wonderful to see you all here today. Thank you for being here in person. Thank you for those of you who are online and for those of you watching during the week. We're so blessed by your presence. If you're new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual community, welcoming people from all walks of life. People who are seeking a deeper experience of spirit, a greater sense of health, wholeness, and abundance. People looking for transformation, spiritual growth, and to simply do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a joyful and abundant life. We're so blessed this morning to have with us Joe Angeles as our platform leader. Margot LeDuc as our soloist, Russell Norman on piano, Ronnie Beck on drums. And we're so blessed to have you here today. We're going to begin our service today with a lighting of the Advent candle. So I'm going to invite our platform leader, Joe Angelis, to come forward.
As we journey, as we continue our journey to Christmas, we light again the candle for faith. We light again the candle for peace. And today is the Advent of love. As we light the candle for love, we affirm, love surrounds me and fills my heart. Love fills my senses throughout this Advent season. The love of friends, family, and neighbors at Christmas time surrounds me in so many ways. Throughout the year, love remains the most beautiful evidence of the presence of God in and through all things. Love is the harmonizing power that infuses the world and everyone in it. Inspired by divine love, I perceive the divine in every person and all situations.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the Come adore on bended knees Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo.
Good morning. Isn't it awesome just to be here today? Yes. So I am Joe Angelis. It's awesome to just be with you this morning, both in person and online. So welcome to Unity Palo Alto Sunday service. We are indeed part of a spiritual movement of prayer, publishing, and education, teaching positive, practical, spiritual principles that we can apply to help us live a more joyful and abundant life. We are indeed a spiritual movement, and we are welcoming and inclusive, and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. And as I've said in the in the past, one thing I love about Unity is that we only have 5 so far core principles that guide us on our spiritual path. First one, God is. There's only one power and one presence active in the universe and in our lives, God, the good, omnipotent. And you may call this God divine mind, divine love, spirit. I don't know why, but this year has been source. And this God, in this source, according to our second principle, is the substance and intelligence innate in all of us, in all people, and in all creation, which means you and I are innately good. Isn't that good news to hear? Yes. That principle was actually life-changing for me when I first heard that. And that life change happens or begins, I think, to me in the third principle. Because the third principle is the law of mind action, which means thoughts and feelings of goodness in our minds create, they were produced after their kind, which means that you and I have the ability to affect our world with those thoughts and feelings of goodness. And I know for me, I do this so much easier when I practice our fourth principle, which is the practice of meditation and prayer. I know for me, especially having done the gathering, that oneness I do that in meditation and prayer helps us connect and align with that creative, constructive power of God and source to work in and through and as us. From that prayer consciousness, as I would say, I think makes number 5 easier, our fifth principle, which is the practical application. Because as we live according to these truths daily, we become what we are created to be, the living expressions of the image of God, which in unity we call the Christ, the very thing that we're celebrating in the season of Christmas. And the cool thing is, these 5 core principles do not only apply in our personal lives, it also applies in living our vision statement. And I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is. And we now continue our service with our call to worship.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
And now for a reading from the Daily Word. Today's Daily Word is love. I will read our affirmations, then I will invite you to affirm it with me. I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Would you affirm that with me? I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Love is both a noun and a verb. More than just a feeling, it is one of the highest intentions I can hold and one of the most sacred actions I can take. Love is the name and nature of God, the pulsation of oneness from the center of my heart to the farthest reaches of earthly existence. On this third day of Advent, or Sunday of Advent, sorry, love is also a call to action, an invitation to perceive the world through the Christ presence and live as the love as I am. I open my heart and let my love flow forth as kindness, gentleness, and compassion. I stay grounded in the presence of God through my prayers, and I radiate love through kind words and actions. I trust my loving impulses will reach far and wide. The light and joy I send forth grow and expand to encompass all things. And our Bible verse for today is from 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. Little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action. And now a solo from Margot.
Love incarnate, love divine, star and angels gave the sign. Bow to babe on bended knee, the savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born, he shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world given for us. Noel. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world given for us. Noel.
Well, good morning, and here we are on our third Sunday of Advent as we move through this experience of spiritual preparation. That's really what Advent's all about, spiritual preparation for the birth of that greater realization of that divine potential within you, that Christ light within you. And we had this last few weeks, we started with faith. And it all starts with faith because that's our power. That is the power within you that helps you move through life. It's the energy that we express through life, that we take hold of substance, as Charles Fillmore would say. And it's with a mighty faith that we unfold that greater realization of that unique divine potential, because each of us each of us is unique. Yes? Each of us has their own flavor, their own spark, their own goodness to share with the world. And so each of us is so important for our experience in life. Each of us is so important for each other. And so when we take hold of that faith, that energy within us that helps us move through life, then we can be that expression, a greater expression of that potentiality. Paul talked about faith as the substance of things hoped for. The substance. We really take hold of the substance of the universe and create through our faith. That goes well beyond belief. It goes well beyond our limited beliefs, right? It's that power within us that even if we don't see the future, even if we can't see what's out there, it's that knowing that if I just keep moving in this direction with spirit, allowing that energy to flow, that I will be moving in the right direction. So faith is really the energy and how we get stuff done. Do you want me to repeat that so you can write it down and tweet that later? It's the energy for how we get stuff done. So we stepped into that mighty faith, and we affirmed that mighty faith within us. And then the next step in Advent is peace. And it's cultivating a peaceful heart. And the affirmation that we had was centered in my divinity. My heart overflows with peace, and I am a peaceful presence. I am a peaceful presence. Would you affirm that with me together? I am a peaceful presence. And peace begins, of course, by calming the discordant thoughts that are in our minds. All of those thoughts of the past, all of those fears and thoughts about the discordant thoughts about our environment or our situations or our relationships. It's just, first we need to quiet those thoughts in our mind so that our heart can be open for that peace. And we can feel that peace within our heart. And so we cultivated this last week that idea of quieting those discordant thoughts and recognizing ego as our evolving oneness. That's the part of us that's still evolving, that's still growing. You know, I had some wonderful emails and conversations this last week. You know, one person sent me an email saying, "Thank you so much for this talk because it reminded me that I'm living in the past. All of these discordant thoughts were things from the past that I'm bringing back up again. And I'm here's a new word, Elisa, post-suffering. Because it happened in the past, and I'm post-suffering. It's done. And yet I keep bringing up that suffering. So it's recognizing to let go and release of those thoughts, those discordant thoughts about the past. And in that space, affirm the truth of who we are. Affirm the truth of that divine potential. And we don't need to, look at it from, the grand scheme of what's divinity. It's so big. Just feeling the peace in our hearts. Feeling a little love and compassion within us. That creates that environment of peace in our environment and in our relationships. And it has to come from within. It has to come from within. And it's that being willing to let go and allowing that consciousness that we're all one. We're all one in this universe, in these situations, in this environment with each other. We're all part of this allness of life. That's my favorite word for God is the allness. The allness of life, love, and wisdom, that we're in it. And then we come to our third week, and the third week is love. And my favorite scripture, God is love. God is love. God is love. It's one of the most powerful, attributes that we talk about God. And I don't use the word God very much because it brings to my mind that being in the sky that we all grew up with, right? That separateness from us. So I use words like love or divine intelligence or the allness so that we can have a deeper understanding of that which is ever present, that which is the allness of life. How can you define the allness of life in a single word? So I love spirit, the energy and flow of this divine intelligence. All of these different words. And divine love is one of my favorites because it resonates with me so much. And so today we're beginning to align ourselves with the empowering energy of love. And it is an energy. It is a movement, an activity that happens within us that's always available to us, this idea of divine love. I'd like to bring in Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders of the Unity movement. In the Revealing Word, he defined love as the pure essence of being. The pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. I mean, that's a great example of oneness, that pure essence of being that binds us all together, that brings us together in community, that holds us together during times of strife, that guides us when we need to be guided, that energy of love. And it's an attracting energy. It's an attracting principle. It attracts us to our good. It attracts us to our good. Now, sometimes, we talk about the law of attraction as we're drawing things to us, but I really think it's us opening the path and drawing ourselves to our good. Because we have to move our feet. We have to keep moving and express that energy and be empowered by that energy of love. So it draws us forward. Charles Fillmore continues, of all of the attributes of God, love is undoubtedly the most beautiful. Anybody not like love? Yeah, it's that energy that we experience when we have a relationship, when we have, that feeling of accomplishment. It's that energy that draws us together to be one in a spiritual community, one in a family, one in however you want to call it, but it's that energy that brings us all together, that lifts us up out of our funk. That's another spiritual term. You can look it up. I don't think Charles Fillmore defined it. It wasn't in the Bible as far as I know, but metaphysically, we all know what our funk is, right? And we have that funk, and love is the energy that lifts us out of it. Now, sometimes we place it outside of ourselves, right? Sometimes we place it in our partners or our friends. Somebody's got to help me. Or we place it in great music that lifts us up or gets us going. But it's really, what we're experiencing out there is the frequency that's already within us, and we're just aligning ourselves to it. So it really is coming from within us. We might experience God's love as that warm presence that wraps around us during times of need. That, at times it's like, I don't know what's going on, so I let go and I let God. And that divine love is that feeling of that warm presence that guides us along the way. And that warm fatherly figure, motherly figure, that warm, friend who comes along, but it's that presence that we sense in the world. Charles Fillmore goes on to say, in divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it. That binds and joins the universe and everything in it. It binds us together. So it's a principle that connects us, that binds us together, that binds us to our thoughts. So what happens if we're holding thoughts of resentment? What are we binding ourselves to? What happens if we have judgmental thoughts about someone else? We have some unforgiveness about someone else. We talk about unforgiveness as, I think it's Catherine Ponder, one of my favorite Unity ministers, who talks about, when you have unforgiveness, you are literally chaining yourself to that other person. They're going to be in your life forever. And you're going to be post-suffering because of that unforgiveness that we're holding on to. So love allows us to take off the chains, to love ourselves enough, to heal ourselves enough so that we can love someone else. And it's not, divine love is not a schmaltzy, romantic love, though that's one of the expressions. That's how the ego kind of filters it sometimes, right? But divine love is unconditional. That love of God is unconditional, and it's always within you. Always within you. And when you're hit rock bottom, you think, how did I get here? Well, it's God, that divine love that's keeping you from going even lower. And that's the idea of grace is grace lifts us beyond that law of cause and effect. Grace lifts us out of the judgments that we're creating in our lives. And divine love is that energy that lifts us up. And so we have a choice of how we look at life. We can look at it through the lens of judgment, or if you're going somewhere. Anybody going somewhere after this? No, you're all going to stay here? Awesome. I'm not going to be here. I've got to take my wife to the airport, but you're all welcome to stay here if you'd like. I think you're all going somewhere, right? You have an idea of where you're going after this? You have an idea of what you're going to do this coming week? How much of that idea is based on pre-suffering? How much of that idea is based on the fears, the anxieties, the judgments that you have about what's coming up this week? That's what you're binding yourself to. And we all know this is true, right? We go into a party and, so-and-so is going to be there and so-and-so is going to, do something that ticks me off and I'm just waiting for it. And it's like, okay, here it comes. There it is. All right, I was right. Because we're waiting for it. We're predisposing ourselves to finding it. And if it doesn't come, guess what we do? Subconsciously, we go and start poking people until it comes. Okay, now I feel better. Because that's what ego does. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It tries to prove itself right. Those false beliefs that we hold will do everything it can to prove itself right. So if we let go of that, we went back to faith. We went back to, in the face of not knowing, in the face of the evidence of everything to the contrary, of knowing that I am loved, that I am the expression of love. I am the harmony that's here in the universe. And so we have the choice of which thoughts we will choose, those discordant thoughts or thoughts that are harmonious. Fillmore finishes that by saying, it is the great harmonizing principle known. It is the great harmonizing principle. So love is an attracting principle that attracts us to things and people and objects and what we're looking for and desiring in life. Love is a binding principle that connects us to one another, for better or for worse. And love is also the healing principle, the harmonizing principle, the energy that flows through us to heal all of those discordant thoughts. But if you're pre-suffering, it's pretty hard to get there, isn't it? So we go back to faith, we go back to peace, to establish connection, and then we can be that expression of love, that healing, harmonizing energy. That healing energy that flows through every cell in your body. That healing energy that helps every cell know its divine purpose. That healing energy that creates harmonious relationships with one another. And that inspires us to do good things, to do good works. And so the final principle is the demonstration of love with intention. Because we all demonstrate it, but how often are we doing it on purpose? How often are we allowing it to simply flow with intention, saying this is the path I'm going to take? So this week I invite you to have an intention about how you will express that harmony in the world. Have an intention as you go into your week, as you leave this place, right? By being whatever you're going to go into, by bringing that harmony within your heart and allowing that harmony to express with you. Is everyone in? All right, we've got about 50%. That's pretty good. The early adopters are only 15%, so I figure we're getting going. Yeah. So we had a great experience of love this past week. Felix, would you show us the picture? This was the pictures, some pictures that Frank took from our toy drive on Monday. I'd like to invite Margot to come out here. Look at all the toys that you brought, all the joy, all the love that you brought into expression. Margot, would you tell us a little bit about What's
Wow,
happening?
thank you again, thank you. The toys, you popped a lot of hearts. People were little, oh man. Anyway, the toys we took them already to the primary school, which is in East Palo Alto. And I wish I would have had some more pictures and that little video for you. I could bring it next time, or send it. They cried. They couldn't believe it. They were just like, what? Oh my gosh, all these toys? It was really cool. A lot of people gave gift cards and to like Target, and there's a lot of families that needed that bad. So we had about 15 cards, and so they were just so happy, and you really did do a really great thing. So, and I'm truly grateful, and I love doing it every year. And we had some kids here, and they had a ball, and they thought they were on TV. And they had a few things to say the day after. They were so excited, and they were like, we were on TV? And I was like, well,
Sure.
sure. Adorbs. But they want to come back and do the toy drive again next year. They were so excited. So I'm really grateful for letting this happen every year when we can do it. So thank you again.
Thank you, Margot. So what an incredible expression of love, right? The people, there were toys lined up in the back, and someone asked if they can still bring toys, and they can still bring toys, yes. There are a few other organizations that we can go to as well. And so feel free to bring those in. And a big thank you to Margot. This is her brainchild. To, let's see, Rick Vanderveer was here. David was here on bass guitar. Ronnie Beck was here. And thank you to Polo for making the sound all work. And an incredible expression of love. So the question is, what will you do? What will you do this week to express love? How will you allow that divine energy to flow through you? How will it show up in you? And it can show up everywhere. It doesn't have to be something monumentous like putting on a toy drive. It can be something that's just, a smile or a thank you or a card or something to brighten someone's day. How will you express and let that energy of love flow through you this week? Love empowers our best work. Love empowers releasing and letting go. Have you heard the phrase, let go and let God? You can't do that unless you're willing to let go and love. Allow that love to to flow into you. It's already there. Recognize that love is flowing in you. Having a greater realization of that experience. Love empowers healing. Healing of the heart, healing of the mind, healing of the body. Love empowers healing of the relationship, healing of the world. It is that powerful energy. And I think, one of my favorite definitions of love that I just can't do justice to, so I'm going to ask her to do it for us. This is Dr. Maya Angelou and Oprah from 2013. You can find that video online. Just search Oprah and Maya Angelou and love, and you'll find it. It moves me every time I see it. A deep, profound love. A deep, profound love that goes beyond anything we know or understand. And it's always there, unconditionally. All we need to do is allow it and align with it and express it. For that's what we are here to do. If God is love and you are the expression of that divine essence, then you are love. You are love in expression. And you are here to express that love, to allow that energy to flow through you in beautiful, miraculous ways. Let's move to our affirmation. I'm going to read this once and then invite you to affirm it with me. With a mighty faith and a peaceful heart, I am the expressive energy of love. Together, with a mighty faith and a peaceful heart, I am the expressive energy of love. And so it is. Just breathe that in. Breathe that profoundness in. Breathe that in. And if you're not sure about it, give it a chance. If you're not sure about your connection with that ever-present energy of God, give it a chance. Don't pre-suffer. Allow it to germinate within you. Take it into your time of prayer and meditation. Take it into your time of living. Right? See how it shows up in you. And see how, because the discordant thoughts will come. They just do. Because we're still growing. We're still evolving. Someone asked me, can you really, we were talking about those discordant thoughts and how we can let go of them and move them into something more productive. Can you really do that, John? Yes. And so can you. And it isn't always easy. It isn't always in one day. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days. Everyone take a deep breath. Oh my God, the minister. Minister's got problems. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Feel that energy, the pre-suffering, the post-suffering, just allow it to be and then say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to set it aside now. I'm going to release. I'm going to let go. I'm going to let that divine energy flow. I'd like to conclude with one of my mom's daily poems by Joyce Riley. I think it's appropriate for today, although it's now sunny as can be. Showers of love rain down on me. An ocean of love wells up in me. All I feel and all I see is infinite love surrounding me. And that is the truth. Let's take that into our time of meditation and affirmative prayer. I invite you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath and allow whatever stress and strain, whatever concerns, whatever thought things are going through your head to relax, to let go. If you're feeling any stress or strain in your mind or in your body, focus on your feet. Wiggle your toes. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel that harmonizing energy, for you are one with planet Earth. You are one with this universe, and allow that stress or strain to just drain out through your feet. Allow yourself to relax and know that it is possible. Despite what you may have experienced in the world, love is possible. As we quiet our thoughts, our emotions begin to settle. Our body begins to relax. And we sink out of this experience of the outer world. Thoughts may arrive and emotions may pop up and sounds and sensations may happen. We just let them drift by like a leaf floating down a stream, blessing it in its beauty. Following our breath, we sink deeper into this abiding love. We feel the warmth, the presence in our heart. We feel that energy flow. And as we breathe into this energy, we become one with the allness. We realize our oneness with the allness of life, love, and wisdom. Breathing into the stillness of the silence. centered in this beingness, centered in divine love. We affirm that showers of love rain down on me. Feel the warmth, feel the freshness, the revitalizing energy showering down upon you. An ocean of wave of love wells up in me. Feel that love within you, bubbling up, filling you up, for that is the truth of your being. All I feel and all I see is infinite love surrounding me. Feel that energy now as it flows from you, as it extends into this room, as it enfolds each being in this room and online and all of our friends and family, and as it goes throughout our planet and surrounding our world and all of creation, as we allow this harmonizing energy to flow from the center of our being, we are filled. It is an endless flow of energy. Let it lift you up. And today, with a mighty faith and with a peaceful heart, I am the expression, the expressive energy of love in action. We hold that affirmation for all of the prayers in our prayer chest and that have come in online. And if you hold somebody in prayer, I invite you to say their name out loud or bring their name to mind. As we affirm, divine love is doing its perfect work here and now in every situation, lifting every person up to know their divinity, to know their uniqueness, to know that they are loved. We hold the same prayer for all of our world, national, state, and local leaders, seeing them making wise and loving decisions for peace on earth, goodwill, equality, and justice for all people. And for this time together, for this shared spiritual experience and this celebration of life, love, and wisdom, we celebrate by singing the Alleluia. And with a nice, deep, cleansing breath, let us return our attention and our energy to this space, to this time, and gently open our eyes if we haven't already done so. And just allow that love to flow through you and to be you today. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover that spiritual magnificence, help you transform your life, and to help you find the path for you to do good works in the world. Now, there's several ways in which you can support our spiritual community, for we are here because of your loving donations throughout the year. We are in the middle of our pledge drive. It started at the beginning of the month. It's our opportunity to tell each other how we're going to support this spiritual community, how we're going to support each other as we move into 2023. You may, if you're on a mailing list, you may have received a pledge card and a letter. If you didn't, you can go to our website and find that information there and fill out a pledge card. It helps us know what you're committing to for this coming year in 2023. There's so many ways in which you can support our spiritual community. And if you'd like to make a donation today, there's a box in the back of the sanctuary, a silver box that says Love Offering. You can put your love offering in there. You can make a donation online, or you can even donate your car if you want. So there's so many ways to support us. The affirmation that we say is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Many pray along the way. They don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. Love will take them higher, reveal the way to a greater love. Oh, so the truth is telling me, sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love will take them higher, reveal the way to a greater love. So we let it wash over us, we let it make us kinder, we let it make us better, we let it be, we let it early in the morning, we let it hold us together, we let it now and forever, we let it be, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be peace. Here we go. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be love. Oh, we let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Wow. I'm just amazed, aren't you? I mean, just the music alone, to me, is just love in and of itself, yes? So can we give them a round of applause and love? Margot, Russell, and Ronnie. I mean, I heard them this morning in practice, but that is amazing, isn't it? And then, how about our Reverend John? I have so much notes on my notebook over there that I'm like, I can't even capture what he did today. I was like, whoa. Oh, it is. You're right. That's our social media channel, and you can capture it, and I can watch it again. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And the coolest thing is, like you're saying, Reverend John, we can watch it again. So for those who are tuning in during the week, and of all of you here who are here in the sanctuary, and of course who are watching us live, and that love is what connects us, right? That gives us that shared experience, whether we're in person, whether we're online. The music, the message, and I love it. Love empowers us to do our best work. That was best work today, yes? And the coolest thing is, You know what we appreciate. So when we appreciate this love ever grow and expand and increase. So I want you to take this moment with me to express our gratitude for the very community and connection of love that we have here at Unity Palo Alto. So I invite you to put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath of love. And as you sigh out, express that love that you are. And as we heard today, allow the shower of love falling over you. And allow that love from within you rise up like an ocean. And allow the water, the waves from your heart to express that love to yourself first, to everyone around you, to everyone in our community, to everyone in the world, to everyone in the universe. Knowing that this love is doing its perfect work in and through in us and us. And we are so grateful, so grateful for this love. And so it is. Amen. And the cool thing is this opportunity, like what Reverend John said today, so many opportunities to continue expressing this love in harmony, because we have many opportunities for spiritual growth, sacred service, and celebrating our community here at Unity Palo Alto. First up is our Board of Trustees. Their usual meeting is usually on fourth Monday, but they're having it this time on Monday the 19th at 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be on Zoom. And they are How many of you have seen the board in action? And isn't our board awesome in expressing that love to us? They come from the consciousness of abundance and love and understanding. And you can participate in action. You can even, I think, during the meeting, so you can register on our website. And then on December 24th, which is our Christmas Eve candle lighting service, which is going to be both in person and here and online. It's going to be at 8 p.m. And you can join us in either way as we celebrate that Christ light that's in us, the joy that we are, the peace that we are, the faith that we are, and the love that we are. And then it keeps going. Because when is Christmas this year? Sunday. Guess what we're having on Christmas Day? We're having our Christmas Day service on December 25th, the usual time. It's going to be with Reverend John, Casey Wicker, and Russell Norman. And it's going to be quiet. I'm hoping that they'll be singing songs, right? Contemplative. And the only thing is, it's going to be here in person, so it won't be on Zoom. So if you want to know more information about all of these wonderful things, much like Reverend John, like I can catch up again with the service today, you can go to our website at unitypaloalto.org, or our social media channels, our Facebook, our YouTube. There's so many ways to connect with us and share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. And today is the second Sunday of the month. And as you know, second Sunday is usually our Sharing Abundance Sunday. And usually part of our donations we share with a safety net organization that serves the Bay Area. And this month we are sharing our abundance with safespace.org. And to tell us more about this, here are Julie and Natalie Grabscheid.
Hello, my name is Natalie Grabscheid, and I am part of the Sharing Abundance team at Unity. December's Sharing Abundance recipient is Safe Space. Safe Space is a youth-designed and directed nonprofit dedicated to dedicated to revolutionizing mental health and wellness for teens and families. Their vision is to create a center that serves as a hub for community outreach and education, that will foster healthy, thriving, emotionally connected young people. Safe Space is committed to improving the lives of teens struggling with mental health issues through compassionate care and community support. This center offers a warm and welcoming place for teens to come. It provides mental health and wellness programs. Their mission is to be a youth-led, mental health-focused organization that empowers young people to encourage openly with their local schools and communities. They create and implement initiatives to change the conversation around mental health by educating and encouraging teens to speak up, support others, and seek help when needed. Here's a video sharing more about Safe Space. Oh, then no video for Safe Space.
Okay. You can stay here. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Oh, yay. Here, you can go there. Because we are going to bless, we're proud to support Safe Space. And so to do that, we'd like to bless you. So when we have the blessing on the screen, there you go. It says, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the light in you. Thank you. So it is. Yay! And now, actually, I'm going to ask you to stand up. And we're going to sing the Deck the Halls today.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis a season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now a gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Oh, the ancient Yuletide carols, fa la 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 la.
Thank you, Margot. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Joe. Thanks all of you for being here today. Just one quick announcement before our prayer for protection. Yes, that was a pretty blatant plug there with Dr. Maya Angelou, but we will have Lessons in Truth class coming up in 2023, so you can look for that. We'll have the art and practice of living with nothing and no one against you. We'll have Praveen Kilnani is going to start up the Course in Miracles group starting with January 1, so you'll want to be here it'll be on Mondays, so you'll want to be here for that. And there's just so much goodness that is coming up for our spiritual community, and I feel so blessed and so blessed to be here with you. And now, our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
What the world is coming to, love will take us higher, reveal the way to a greater life. Oh, so the truth is telling me, sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love
wash over
All right, we're done.